over a year ago, I sold my private tutoring business, Lisa Study Guides, for multiple six figures. And now that it's been 1 year, I wanted to spend some time giving a reflection on what the past year has been like. And as I actually sat down to write my YouTube script, I went on to my old channel, Lisa Study Guides, to have a look at the video, to look at the amazing comments that had been left for me on that channel, only to find that there was nothing there. It seems like the new owner of the business has actually taken it down. For what reason, I don't know. I can only speculate. But nonetheless, I was thinking to myself, you know what? This video is sentimental to me. It means a lot. It was me saying goodbye to my 70,000 subscribers. It was me saying goodbye to my tutors on my team. It was me saying goodbye to all of those who I'd worked with during my time growing Lisa Study Guides. And it was really symbolic for me. It was truly, as the last video, the last thing I did for LSG before I moved into my new chapter, into my next business venture. There were so many beautiful comments that were left on the video from subscribers of mine. And so rather than letting this video swindle into the abyss, I thought I would do a 1 year on video reaction to this original video, so that way, if you'd missed it a year ago, you can watch it now and it still has a place on the YouTube land. Hi. So I remember feeling a little bit nervous for this video because it was going to be my last ever video for YouTube, so hence the heavy breathing.
I'm sure you can tell by the title of this video that this is going to be my last video on this channel for Lisa Study Guides. I have decided that I will be moving on from Lisa Study Guides, and so I know a lot of you might be thinking, okay, what is Lisa Study Guides without Lisa? And so in this video, I want to share with you
Lisa Study Guides without Lisa. This was actually something that was a bit of a challenge when coming to sell the business. There were two frames of minds that people would be telling me as I was contemplating whether or not to sell my business. The first frame of mind was, it's under your name, it's called Lisa Study Guides, your face is plastered all over it. How on earth are you actually going to be able to sell this business? Who would want a business that doesn't have you as the face of the name when it's been so reliant for you to be the face of the name? And how would anybody else be able to onboard that business after you've left and still have it operating as well as it has been in the past without you? The second frame of mind was, it's okay that it's called Lisa Study Guides. There are a lot of brands, businesses out there that are called, for example, in Australia, we have Dick Smith, we have Harvey Norman. They are actually names of real people, but those people have been long gone from the business. They're just called Dick Smith. They're just called Harvey Norman without association with who those actual people are. So when I went to sell the business, I took on that risk of, yep, let's just sell it as Lisa Study Guides. I didn't want to delay me from here wanting to sell the business to waiting another year or waiting another 2 years for me to rebrand the business, for me to start having other faces on the YouTube channel. I, to be honest, wanted to get out then and there. And so I went to market with the name Lisa Study Guides, fingers crossed that I could sell the business, and it was good news. I was able to actually sell the business. So that's just something for you to keep in mind. If you are the personal brand of your own business, there are ways you can go about selling your business, and there will be people out there who will be happy to purchase your business.
Basically, a brief history of time of how LSG came to be, why I decided to leave and where I'll be going next, and how you can follow me on my journey, but also how LSG is going to continue on even without me around, and what you can expect to see over the next few months with Lisa Study Guides. So just as a brief history of time of how Lisa Study Guides came about, and I want to share with you this because I think it's really important for you to understand why I've decided to leave. I started tutoring when I was just 18 years old, and at the time I just wanted to do and make a little bit of side money for university. I was studying pharmacy at school, and initially, I was teaching maths and science, but over time I actually realized that English was a subject that I was really good at tutoring and actually found really rewarding. And so I tutored throughout university. I'd actually graduated and became a pharmacist for all of 11 months before I decided to quit. And I've shared that journey many times on this channel if you wanted to go ahead and watch any of those videos. If you just type in pharmacy into the search bar, you're going to see many of those stories I've shared about my experience there. But basically, I really didn't enjoy pharmacy, and so when I was 25, I decided to pursue tutoring full-time. And that was because at the time, I was already getting quite a number of students, and I actually got fully booked out within 2 months of me going full-time with tutoring. And the reason why that was the case was because the one thing that I did differently from a lot of other tutors is I started this blog called VC Study Guides when I was just 19. And I kept up that blog throughout the years, just sharing my experiences with VC English, sharing my advice, my tips, because I had a VC examiner as my tutor when I was in year 12. So I knew that I had a lot of information that I could share with people out there. And at the time, there weren't that many resources available on the internet. And so I thought, why not? And because of that decision, it actually meant that I had lots and lots of people coming onto my website. I had at one point in time 50,000 visitors every single month to VC Study Guides. And so even though after 2 months of me getting fully booked out with tutoring, I was still getting lots of requests for tutoring. And I hated saying no to people. I felt like it sucked to just turn them away. And so what I did was I hired my first tutor. And within 6 months, I had hired my 5th tutor, and within a year, I'd hired my 10th tutor. And then a year later, from that, I had my 50th tutor. And so Lisa Study Guides was born in 2016. It's when I started doing my YouTube channel, which again was just started because I just wanted to share the information I had. I had no idea that this YouTube channel would get to where it is right now, which is 66,600 subscribers, I'm pretty sure, which is an interesting number for me to leave on, but we won't look into it too much. But since then, over the past 7 years, it's been a wild journey. I've hired over 100 tutors in my time. We've looked after thousands of students privately through tutoring. I've created, alongside with my authors, over 30 study guides, which are being used in high school right now. Teachers use my work, which is absolutely insane for somebody who didn't do a bachelor's of education, who didn't do a teaching degree, who just wanted to share what I knew about the subject. And so I know that a lot of you actually probably know me just through exposure, teachers using my videos in their schools. And crazily enough, people interstate and then overseas started to use the content that has been produced at Lisa Study Guides as well. So I'm bewildered, even to this day, that is the impact that has been created from this company. And I just want to say thank you so much.
When I achieved success in Lisa Study Guides, it was really difficult to process, to be honest. When I started out in the business, I did things incrementally. I didn't have this big vision of what I wanted to accomplish. I think as a person, I'm a strategist, but I'm not a visionary. So what that means is that once I have a goal, I'm really good at working my way towards it, but often that vision is quite rooted in reality, like what I think I can accomplish. Whereas I would see a visionary as somebody who is willing to step outside of the box, who is so creative and is thinking about what could be possible for them that wouldn't be possible right now, but because of whatever it is they're going to do, whatever actions they're going to take, they're going to create this new world where this vision is going to come to life. For example, I see one of my friends, her name's also Lisa. I see her as a visionary because she essentially revolutionized the entire cannabis industry in Australia. She started a pharmacy that specializes only in cannabis. And now people all over Australia purchase from her. She's completely changed the industry as a result. Whereas for me, when I started Lisa Study Guides, it was just a step-by-step reaction to what was actually happening around me. I had gotten fully booked out. And so I thought, okay, well, maybe the next step is to hire a tutor. So that's what I did. I didn't think about hiring my 10th tutor at that point. I didn't think about growing a business to 50 tutors. I just saw things one at a time. And so going from 1 tutor to 5 tutors to 10 tutors and beyond, because I never originally had it in the pipeline as a vision, when it actually had happened, I was honestly quite dumbfounded. And I was dumbfounded throughout a lot of my journey in Lisa Study Guide. The fact that we had 50,000 views on our website every single month, that was bewildering. The fact that teachers were using my resources in school, that was also bewildering. Part of it was imposter syndrome, not really knowing why and how this had actually happened to me. But also, secondly, I never actually gave myself time to stop and be grateful for what I had accomplished. I was always chasing that next thing, and everything was just a to-do list. It was just something to check off. And because I was in this rat race that I had created for myself, and because I never gave myself the chance to actually process my experience and my feelings, this rat race then just led me down this very dark rabbit hole where I was just pursuing growth and pursuing success for the sake of it.
I'm also ready to let go. So I think the one thing that I've learned about us as humans is that we evolve and we grow and we change, our interests change. And so when I graduated pharmacy, I quit after a year. That was a big pivotal moment as a career change for me. And so I thought I'd be doing this Lisa Study Guides forever at that point in time. But I was young, I was naive, and I didn't know that coming into Lisa Study Guide 7 years later that I feel like I've outgrown it. I feel like I've done what I wanted to in this business. I feel like I've created all the content I've wanted to create. I feel like I've published all the study guides I wanted to publish, and I feel like the company is in a place where it's in a really good position for someone else to come along, someone who has that new vision for the business, who can take it beyond how much I've envisioned for this business.
I think this was a big one for me. I think in the last 2 years of Lisa Study Guides, I had truly run out of steam. I no longer had a vision for the business. I knew that there were things I could do for the business, so I could expand in other subjects if I wanted to. I could expand downstream and go into younger high school levels and go into primary school. I could have gone upstream and help people get into university, or I could have gone interstate and replicate what I had done in my state in another state in Australia. But the thing is, with entrepreneurship, if you don't feel that passion for it, if it doesn't light up a fire under your ass, then you're not going to do it. And it really didn't light me up. In fact, if anything, it pulled me down. The thought of expanding into other subjects, the thought of expanding into different grades, into a different state, felt exhausting to me, and I hadn't even done it yet. And so that's when I knew that if I'm already feeling burnt out, if I'm feeling tired, if I have no spark for this, then how on earth am I actually going to be able to accomplish it? It's just going to feel like I'm pushing a boulder up a mountain. So for you, when you think about your business and how you want to operate, I'd really encourage you to think about what are the things that feel easy, because that's your competitive advantage. My competitive advantage is that I'm a good speaker. I'm really good at sitting down in a one-on-one with a client and just being able to go. I don't need to prepare for the session. I can think on the spot. And so that feels really easy to me. That's why tutoring works so well for me. That's why I'm in coaching now. And that's why I love it. It's why I film videos, because I'm good at just sitting down and just talking. And that's why I've been on YouTube for 8 years now, and I'm still going. There is no end in sight. But that might not be the case for you. One thing that I learned recently is that you can choose how you want to create your business. And I know this might sound rudimentary, but the fact is that a lot of people don't create a business that's actually truly in alignment with them. So for example, if you're a tutor and you're seeing a lot of people go out there and do group tutoring because it makes them more money per hour of time, but for you, group tutoring just doesn't feel like it flows as naturally. It's more stressful for you because there's a lot more work you need to do beforehand, or maybe you feel like you have to be a lot more on in the group course as opposed to your one-on-one sessions, which feel a lot more at ease for you. It's okay for you to go down the path of just doing one-on-one, and that's exactly what I did.
And, when I first started this business, again, just remember, I was 18, just tutoring, making a little bit of side money for myself, and I just wanted to make a little bit of a difference and just to help people out. I had no idea that it was going to turn into this business that has impacted so many people, and is one where I get stopped on the streets, sometimes twice a week these weeks. And
I think that's one of the amazing things about Lisa's study guides. And it's funny because one of my clients messaged me the other day. He also has his own tutoring business, and he started on TikTok, and his TikTok has just popped off. And he messaged me the other day about how he's starting to get recognized on the street because of TikTok as well. I think one of the hardest things as a business owner when you start to scale is, in order to scale, you need to start delegating. So for me, I stopped tutoring, and then eventually I stopped managing my tutors. I had a manager that managed my tutors. And so I was really not in touch with the day-to-day of the business. And for me, when that happened, I really felt a strong sense of disconnection from my impact. I couldn't actually see across the table anymore who I was specifically helping. So what I really love about being stopped on the street is that I actually get to meet these people, and I get to know their names. I get to know a little bit about their lives. This one here is Mingu. He, at the time when I met him, was actually studying chemical engineering, and he was thinking of switching to doing medicine. I think that's why I just love being part of education, because knowledge is power, and to give a person that type of power is so transformative for their lives.
People just yelling out, Lisa study guides, and saying thank you for the help that I've actually given them. And so in return, I just wanted to say thank you so much for supporting me on this journey. And if you are somebody who does see me on the street, please just know, you're so welcome to come up to me. Please don't be shy. I'm actually probably more excited than you are when people come up to me, because I'm usually the one who's like, hey, do you want to grab a photo together? Because those are the memories that I really, really cherish. Because I think one thing that has been hard for me during this business journey is the fact that I do so much of my work on my own. I'm sitting at my desk in my room, and there's no one around me. And even when I film videos, I don't see the other person on the other side, and I don't see people's eyes light up when they get a concept that I'm teaching, which I really loved about tutoring. And so it really does mean a lot to me when I can actually put a face to the impact that has been created from the business. So please definitely come up to me. In terms of where I'm headed next, so actually, maybe I'll share with you. I'll share with you where I'm headed next. So I will continue being on social media. I have a YouTube channel called Lisa Tran, and over there I share more of my experiences as a tutoring business owner, and I share with others how they can start and grow their own tutoring business. So if you're interested in that, then go check that out. I also share with you my real life experiences with what it's like to be a business owner, burnout, how to deal with challenges, how to deal with unhappy employees, how to figure out how much to pay yourself, all those juicy things I talk about over there. I will also be talking in a few weeks. I'll be releasing a video on basically giving you more of the behind the scenes as as to why I have decided to sell the business. So I think this video is going to be more of a nutshell point of view. I've said that about growing it, but I'm going to show you more of the behind the scenes of what that really means, the conflict that I had with trying to decide whether or not I should let go, how I actually ended up letting go, how I felt then, how I feel now, the entire process of selling a business and what that was like. And that was honestly one of the most stressful things I've ever gone through.
Me being stressed has been a really big challenge that I've had to overcome and am still overcoming since I've sold the business, or in the lead up to selling the business and actually post selling the business. This is something that I will be talking about in more detail in an upcoming video, so stay tuned. I'll talk more about it at the end of this video.
Where is LSG going to go from here? So if you are someone who still reaps a lot of benefit from the content that comes out on this channel, our blogs, if you're interested in getting tutoring, or if you wanted to purchase our study guides, then everything is going to continue as it has been. Lisa Study Guides is not going anywhere. You're going to see some changes happen over the next few months. So obviously, I'm not going to be around. And so since I'm not going to be around, we are looking for a face to the brand. We're looking for someone who is interested in doing the YouTube channel. We're keen for someone who's interested in doing the TikTok. And so if you're somebody out there and this is something that resonates with you and you're interested, then please let us know. Get in touch with us. You can get in touch with us at hello@lisastudyguides.com and we can take that conversation further from there.
And this is what I was talking about earlier in this video, how it's okay if you're the face of the brand. Yes, it is a factor that people need to consider when they buy your business, but since this video has been done, they have actually found a face for the business and people who have gone on to create videos for the business. So it all worked out.
I wanted to say again, thank you so much for just supporting me on this journey. It means so much to me that I've gotten so many amazing, wonderful, kind words from so many of you. And I'm really excited for this next chapter of mine personally. You'll still see maybe some of the content coming up having my face in it. And that might be because we're, recycling old content. We might be taking bits and pieces from old pieces and just giving them new life. So don't be surprised if you kind of just still see my head bobbing around. But otherwise, I just want to say again, thank you so much. And I hope I see you in my next chapter over on my other socials. Mwah. Thank you for this journey. It's truly been a hell of a ride. Bye.
It's again, really endearing to watch this 1 year on and to vicariously feel the excitement that I had at that point in time. I was truly so excited to have this as my last ever YouTube video. It felt like it was sad, but I was mostly excited because I was just so ready to move on. I was ready to move into this next chapter of my life. And I had all these plans for myself on what I would be doing and how I would be doing them differently. Because remember, we were talking about the stress. I had very high stress levels at this point in time when I was filming this video, even though you can see that I'm feeling happy and I do feel that relief, but still the stress was contained within my body. Like physiologically, my heart rate was always fast, my HRV was always really low. And so I would really love to talk more about what this past year has been like for me and what my expectations were for post-selling my business versus what the reality looked like. Because I can say that my expectations, they came to fruition in many ways, but they didn't seem to have given me the happiness that I was actually looking for. So I'm going to go and film that video now, but for you, it's going to be coming out in a couple of weeks. So if you aren't a subscriber of this channel and you're keen to hear what I've got to say there, please subscribe to this channel. And this video is a little bit different from usual. So I'd love for you to leave a comment for me on how you found this video. And if it's too much for you to think of something, then just jot down the words new chapter, just so that I know you've reached the end of this video and that you enjoyed it enough to actually watch it all this way through. All right, thank you so much for watching and I'll see you in the next one. Mwah.